What's up guys, Dr. Houlihan here. After 5 years of wearing barefoot shoes, I wanted to talk to you guys about my journey. I want to talk to you guys about where I was when I started, why I started in the first place, the problems I encountered along the way, and where I'm at now. I spent my entire youth competing in sports wearing shoes that were slowly destroying my feet. Here I am dicing up the zone in the Mellow 1.5s. It's a beautiful shoe. But look at the toe box on these things. It's egregiously tapered. Here I am tearing up the fields in my Total 90s, but again, look at the toe box, my goodness. I'm surprised my pinky toe didn't just die and fall off. Look at what I did to the defense in my Nike Dunks. Goodness gracious. Nike Dunks and Jordan 1s were my shoe of choice throughout my entire high school career, and look at the toe box on these things. Not only is the entire shoe extremely narrow, which my foot is not, but it is tapered at the front, which my foot is also not. And I'm not talking about a pickup game here and there. I'm talking about 5 to 7 days a week. School teams, club teams, basketball, soccer, football, track and field, I did everything. I destroyed my feet as fast as I possibly could. So what did all of this do to my body? First and foremost, a myriad of inversion ankle sprains. And I'm talking severe inversion ankle sprains. It was not an uncommon sight to see me on a pair of these, wearing one of these goofy boots, or scooting around on one of these bad boys. I'm quite confident that the lateral ligamentous complex of my ankle is completely destroyed. I sprained the deep intermetatarsal ligaments of my right foot, which subsequently resulted in Morton's neuroma. I had repetitive groin strains. I suffered what is referred to as a posterolateral corner injury on my right knee. I had an avulsion fracture of the lesser trochanter on my right hip, so that piece of bone that circled right there popped right off. A little less related to footwear, but I broke both of these bones in my hand on separate occasions. I suffered multiple rotator cuff injuries on my right shoulder. Subsequently, I've had biceps tendinopathy, and I've had repetitive issues with bulging discs. Now, as an aside, it's easy to get overwhelmed with a diagnosis list, and trust me, they do add up over time. But you are not your diagnoses. You are a living, breathing human being with a working body, and if your body didn't work, you would be dead. So be thankful for at least that much. Now, your feet are the interface between you and the world. They are your foundation, and my foundation was weak. You wouldn't build a house on a crumbling foundation, would you? No. So you shouldn't walk around on a crumbling foundation either. So what to do? I didn't actually know the answer to that question until I started PT school, but the answer is to restore the natural function of the foot. No one in the general population is born with foot and ankle injuries. It's not misaligned, it's not atrophied, it's just the natural foot. And so getting yourself back to as close to that function as you can get is the goal. So my deficits at that point included a horribly unstable right ankle. My arches were weak, they were collapsing, my muscles in that foot were atrophied. The whole right foot and ankle was a mess. So to restore the natural function of the foot, I needed proper alignment, I needed strength, and I needed stability. Barefoot shoes come into play here by facilitating the natural function of the foot and not interfering in any way with what your foot is meant to do. They don't restrict the motion in any of the 33 joints of the foot and ankle. They don't alter your proprioception. They allow for proper alignment of your foot, and when you have proper alignment of your foot, that facilitates normal muscle activity so you can strengthen your feet as well. Just walking around in minimalist footwear strengthens your feet. That's a science fact. So when I was in grad school between 2018 and 2021, I hit it hard. The main focus of all my training was always my feet. Some of the obstacles I encountered along the way include extremely sore feet and calf muscles as I was transitioning. I've had blisters. I've had pressure points under the 3rd and 4th metatarsophalangeal joint where that transverse arch is collapsing. I've still sprained my ankle, mostly just being overzealous and not understanding my limits. And I even bought shoes that I ended up not liking. Actually did a video about that one if you're curious why I didn't like them. But despite all those obstacles, I do not have nearly as much pain and dysfunction as I did in 2018 when I began this journey. And let me be clear, I have done irreparable damage specifically to my right foot and ankle. And to this day, when I do certain activities, such as basketball, I do still use external supports to compensate for the lack of internal structural support. So nowadays, if I'm playing basketball, I'll usually be wearing my Vivos and an ankle brace. However, while the damage done may be irreparable, your function is not. You can still improve and optimize your abilities using whatever structures you have available. Unless someone came and snatched the muscles right out of your feet, then you still got them. Use them, improve them. Now you may have a ceiling in terms of what your function can be. Mine is full court 5-on-5 basketball and low top sneakers, but that doesn't mean you don't still have room to improve. Think about the journey this way. If yours and my goal is to have $1 million, let's say somebody hands you $1 million. You put it in a savings account, it's there, it's comfy, you're good. Maybe someone hands me $500,000. So what do I have to do? I go out, I learn about investing, I learn about real estate, I learn about interest rates, I learn about appreciating assets, and I put in the work to build my $500,000 up to $1 million. There's no magic pill, there's no modality, there's no technology, there's no nothing in the rehabilitation world that is ever gonna beat good old-fashioned consistency. You've got to do the work. Currently, my feet are stronger and more mobile than ever. I don't have lower extremity pain, I don't have back pain, I started running, and my community continues to look to me for fashion leadership. Remember I told you guys to check the books? Well, I found the books, in case you're wondering. So that's my journey. That's where I began, that's why I began, that's the problems I encountered, and that's where I'm at today. I hope you guys found this information helpful and informative. If you have any questions or comments, always drop them below. I'd love to hear from you guys. I'll have more on the way soon.